Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 3 of Day 9 Daily number 646, where we learn to be a better gamer. Wow. Oh god, everyone is so much better at gaming as a result of this show. Wow, you know what? I have a game between Arthur and Nesty. Maybe we should watch it, maybe not. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Oh. Well, let's go ahead and watch Scarlett versus, where's the Scarlett MacSed game? Here's one on Whirlwind. How interesting. I could have sworn that there was one, I don't know, on, say, Derelict Watcher. Maybe even 2. I don't know. But this is another one of the games that they played. Getting into ×8 mode. Now remember, the important part of this is that we're trying to figure out a way to give credit to MacSed for being an upstanding young man. Wow, what do you know? Double assimilator? What? Why would anyone do that? That's holy butts crazy. Well, hold on to your butts, because here comes MacSed with a zealot. Who does that? This badass Chinese Protoss. He's gonna build the zealot, he's gonna stop the zealot, because he wants to get a nexus for the hell of it. Alright, this is all what we call standard. Remember, that's the way you look smart in any game, by saying standard. Oh, it's a little standard. It's a good transition that he's pulling off here. Quite the play indeed. Now you guys, here's something that's double backflip, holy what the crazy. We're seeing a very funky looking mixture here, huh? Am I right? Catch my drift? Why would we go sentry first and then a stalker? What? Oh, that's Bonkerville. That's one of those crazy Chinese Protoss builds. That's the metagame that's insulated from the rest of the world, where they get to solve the game in their own little route. How can I even figure that out on my own? Well, don't worry, because we learn to be a better gamer here. You hear? Alright, check it out. Watch this. We don't have a nexus yet, so if he rushes us, we want to have the opportunity to delay by throwing down some sort of force field using the mothership core in combination with the sentry to buy us the time we need. Once the nexus is up, we can easily just photon overcharge and be A-OK in every which way. The follow-up, the stalker, is there to push, to clear out vision, to scout, to abuse the Zerg before he has speed, and this juicy thing arises because we went double assimilator first and then threw 3 in gas AFAP as fast as possible. The fact that we actually delay a second sentry is how we're actually able to have enough gas to get this out so fast, as well as DT Shrine. Oh please, just make up my mind. Now this is a little bit funky. This is a little bit odd. This is something that will make him think quite hard. MacSed and every other Protoss in the entire universe is going to be anticipatoring the extremely fast third. Extremely fast third. This is designed to exploit that and to abuse that and to hurt him. What do we do, given that there really doesn't seem to be a third incoming right now? Well, there's a couple of key things that we're going to have to do. One is double gas at 7, because whatever the case, we need to be able to transition out of this and into something more juicy and useful, such as Zealot Archon. And let me be honest, doing something gateway focused, it's all that makes sense right now. And why would I say that? Because there's no robo right now. There's not even a Stargate. We don't have power units like Void Rays and Immortals. And if we decided we wanted to get those power units, we can only build them 1 at a time. With gateways, on the other hand, we can build Archons 2 at a time. Even 3, 4, 5, if we have enough gateways at a time. Ooh. Gateway transitions work quite a bit faster. So, sure, the fact that we've already started some of the way down the Zealot Archoning route is part of it, but also we don't have a lot of those other good options to transition to. That's why when players go Stargate fast third with Void Rays, they will transition into Zealot Archon rather than transition into something Colossus based, because it's much easier to transition to. Has a very high switchability factor. So MacSed wins the Chinese National Award for worst pylon placement ever. I mean, we've seen players plant it here so they can warp in there. We've seen players hide it behind minerals so that they can do warp-ins here. He puts it at the bottom of the ramp so anything moving out in any direction will get spotted. And it's good enough. Boom. So it looks like they're going to march right on past up into the main. Let's not forget, Dark Templar are always good because they make our opponent feel always bad. Every single time a Zerg player be crying. Ooh. Slashing at that queen. See you later, Queenie. Oh, see you later, Queenie. Get chopped up in bits. Dark Templar's not going to go ahead and kill this off, even though he can totally go ahead and kill this off. Spore Crawler's down, and guys, Dark Templar are really good. Now, I cannot tell a lie. Going for a fast third is always good. MacSed microing so hard, his money's getting so high that he's going to be macroing back soon with a lot of warp-in and chronos. It's going to make everyone say, oh, Protoss is the 1A race, but that's okay because he's not 1Aing. He's 1, 2, 3, click, 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 A-ing. He's microing all of his champions. Oh, so good. Hey, did Sean say something about Zealot Archon? No, I didn't hear anything. You? Nah. Now, getting the Robo facility makes sense. We always need it for the Barrow. Zealot Archoning always makes sense because this is my show. You know what's a funny thing? In preparing this show, this is one of the games I was kind of excited to showcase. Now, I noted that I was going to leave it up to you to maybe watch the games versus Oz, maybe watch this other game, and I was like, I hope they'll look at that other game there because it's an awfully interesting Zealot Archon game. But I remember that wonderful PVZ from yesterday that MacSed won on Derelict Watcher. Let's rewatch that one. I wonder why his name's Tassadar in this one. Oh, that's very weird. So, the one thing that can be delayed with a sort of Zealot Archon build is really not charge unless you have a lot of Sentry and Immortal. You can't just have Sentries and be okay. It needs to be Sentry Immortal to delay that charge. So, I actually kind of like fast charge in this situation. I think charge allots are just astronomically better than regular lots. Now, a sort of odd and little known, extremely good play against Zealot Archon is the Bane Lane. Like, extremely good. Hydras are very manageable, and what I'm so impressed to see MacSed do is swiftly do this transition up to Colossus. The way that I would say the Mistakenful Protoss does this is he gets so many Zeal Archon and Immortals, and then he sort of cuts back on the Immortal production and really indulges in the Gateway tech. Maybe even getting up Storm and that sort of thing, but really just kind of playing it out like Protoss versus Terran winds up working just really far and away the best. Excuse me. Getting out the fast Colossus. Dealing with all the rest of his forces with this nice mix. Second Robo, absolutely critical. I do cry that these geysers are not down yet, because let's be honest, who doesn't love gas? Now, as we finish up this episode, just remember that what makes these Warp Prism plays so strong is the fact that we open DTs. The opening that floods into this Zealot Archon is the same opening that's actually going to become those drops that I likey so muchy. We'll still say the same thing that I've been saying all the time before. Never neglect just having the Zealots be part of Domain Army. Never neglect. So once 3 or 4 Colossus are out, and generally 3 or so Immortals, like now there's no really need to build any more Colossus. It can be just all Immortal tech all the time. This movement in the front, so cool. There's so much to analyze that we're totally not going to because we gotta do a Q&A. Or as I call it, the QN what the hey. Hurts my soul to see these. It's gotta be immortals, man. My soul hurts, but let's be honest. My soul really was hurting pretty bad earlier. Say a prayer. Woo! Guys, this game was so esports that I wanted to type hashtag esports. Kill me. Hashtag daily646 RIP. Zealot Archon Colossus is the best composition in the universe. Whoa, wizard two to zerglings and banelings are nowhere to be found. Now, it's real tempting to do a Zealot Warp and drop, but these are such an important piece to the army that I can't believe they're so far away from this other piece of the army. Force Fields, Colossus. So good. What a ghastly analysis. Well, it looks like the daily was done by Anti-Sean. Whoops. Wow. Alright. What a train wreck of a daily that was. What a disaster. It's really good. I was really pleased that we got to see both MacSed and Tassadar in one daily. Let's take questions? Moist Snail Poop said, right, guys, no questions about the daily today. Great. Wow. Little Big 11 asked something really reasonable, referencing the Tassadar game. That sounds great. Dana, I appreciate how transition to Broodlord units is a good late game idea, but the Ultralists did so good against a 20-ish minute push. What if Scarlet had stuck with Ultras? Why is that a less good option than Broodlords? So yeah, this is the transition to Broodlords makes-ish sense when you're up against a player who's going to be drilling the Robotech like crazy. Makes a ton of sense because he just doesn't really have the resources to. And if he mistakenly switches back to sort of Zealot-y Archon-y stuff, it's kind of troublesome if you don't have a good, like, just core Zealot Ling with Baneling and Fungal Growth Army. It's rarely going to be bad, but I really think that if Scarlet had just stuck with the Ultras, it would have been much stronger and much easier. 5's done. Suicide Ranger said, it's a shame that you will be retiring from doing dailies. What made you come to this decision? I didn't know I was retiring. Is that a subtle way of being like, Sean, after this show, I hear you're retiring. I hear that one of your fans is going to take you for a drive. That is great. Wow. Perfect. How nudie ram, says Day 9 on that fail game from Tassadar. Why didn't Scarlet go massive mutas instead of Ultra Infester? We know that Scarlet won with later composition, but wasn't Mutas a better choice when Protoss was clearly getting lesser anti-air? No, I really truly think that that would have been a weak choice for Scarlet in that position. Because, for one, Scarlet had already planned to go down the Ling route. There was already 1-1 upgrades down, and 1-1 is already pretty expensive on the gas. That's like $250, just straight out the window. And then the fact that you're getting the 2-2 upgrades, it's another whole chunk of gas that's going to be going out the window. So with that much regular interruption to the gas, trying to then transition to something that requires a lot of gas is a little bit discordant, especially when you're stuck on 2 bases for so long. But if we think more of in a vacuum, like, hey, what happens when what was I gonna? Oh yeah, if we think in a vacuum, like I'm playing a game, I can't take my third, so I'm stuck on 2 bases. What shall I do now? I think going mutalist is a fine option. I think it's an okay option, but it's actually extremely easy to just do an attack, deny the third, and then just throw down 2 Stargates and make Phoenixes. It's like really insanely hard to deal with. And then you're sort of going few Immortals, a lot of Zealot Sentry, Phoenix. Man Bond says, Danon, how do you plan on cheering yourself up later? I'm thinking an episode of Bones. I'm also going to be finishing Volume 3 of Amulet, probably. I'm also pretty excited because if you guys have never read 100 Bullets, I'm doing a little bit of 100 Bullets reading. Is this volume? Well, it's Volume 4. It's Volume 5. Where's Volume 3? Yeah, I'm on Volume 3 right now. There it is. 100 Bullets. 100 bullets. Oh, we got banned. All right. Okay. Mike Fischera, the game is GTA 5. Aw, yeah. Let's see here. Oh, whatever. Let's just take 2 more ridiculous questions. Epitome says, Day 9, do you ever see Day 9 TV expanding into other games? I have. Magic, mainly. Well, Hearthstone. I'm a Hearthstone pro. And just general games. I'm also making a game. Why do I have a green screen in my room? Because I'm in San Francisco. Husker Link says, am I excited for Halloween this year? Can't think of a good costume. Normally I have these, like, those cutesy cop-out costumes. Like I got a potato and I hung it on a piece of string and dangled it over my crotch. People said, what are you? And I said, I'm a dictator. Things like that. Those are my kind of costumes. I gotta think of something good this year though, so. Well, I'm gonna go. There's also a Halloween costume contest on day9.tv. I hope to see you post on there. What a catastrophe. Alright, let's mute the microphone. The show's done. Guys, we got through it. We got through this one. Woo! Oh, that's so brutal. Tassadar wins with his MacSed's costume. Ouch. Ooh, burn.